There's a certain rhythm to life, a divine symphony that we only start to hear when we attune ourselves to the world around us, letting the chaos wash over us and recede like waves on a beach. To embrace this rhythm, to truly surrender to it, requires not the strength of a traditional warrior, but the strength of a peaceful one. Today, it is my pleasure to share with you my learning experience of reading Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman and why it is still one of my favorite books. Before I share how the book influenced me, let me tell you the story in brief. The story of this semi-autobiographical book follows Dan, a world champion athlete and university student who is unsatisfied and searching for something more in his life. One night, he encounters an old gas station attendant he names Socrates, who becomes his spiritual teacher. Socrates teaches Dan about a philosophy of life that involves being fully present at the moment, letting go of negative emotions, and realizing that the journey is more important than the destination. The book is filled with lessons about personal growth, spirituality, and the pursuit of a happy and fulfilling life. For your better understanding, I have attached a visual representation of the book. See, the diagram is divided into two main sections: themes and lessons. The themes section includes the key themes of the book: being fully present at the moment, controlling negative emotions, and valuing the journey over the destination. The lessons section includes the main lessons that can be learned from the book: personal growth, spirituality, and the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. Way of the Peaceful Warrior illuminates that it's not in the boisterous confrontations or the rage-filled resistances where we truly triumph. Instead, it is in the quiet understanding of self, in accepting the present, in the tranquil act of surrendering to what is, and in the courage to change what must be changed. It is the harmonious dance between acceptance and transformation that defines the path of the peaceful warrior. In our lives, we have found the quiet power of peace in unexpected places, in the smile of our children, in the silence of an empty room, in the purring of a kitten, in the tranquility of the early morning. As a younger man, I sought strength in outward action, in raised fists and loud voices. Yet these symbols of defiance were merely fragments of a greater whole. The peaceful warrior understands that strength resides in serenity, in the act of holding one's ground not out of defiance, but out of quiet, unyielding love for oneself and the world around. The way of the peaceful warrior is about harmonizing the disparate parts of our lives into a singular, resonant note. It's about taking the fragmentation of our experiences, our joys, our sorrows, our triumphs, and our failures, and bringing them together to create a portrait of wholeness. And it is in this state of wholeness that we truly start to engage with the world, not as a field of battle, but as a field of learning and understanding. Being a peaceful warrior is about taking each step with intention, meeting each moment with grace, and facing every challenge with a heart full of compassion. This is not a path for the faint of heart, for it requires us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. It requires us to engage with our pain, our suffering, and our past, not as foes to be conquered, but as teachers guiding us towards our most authentic selves. I have not always been a peaceful warrior. There were times I wanted to scream, rage, and fight against the world. And yet, each time, I found solace in the words of Millman, in the wisdom of Socrates, his mentor. It taught me the art of transforming fury into serenity, of converting resistance into acceptance. It taught me the quiet strength of being at peace with myself, even when the world around me seemed to be falling apart. To the uninitiated, this might seem like passivity, a gentle acquiescence to the status quo. But that's not the case. The peaceful warrior is not a doormat to be trampled upon. Rather, He is a beacon of tranquility in the midst of turmoil, a lighthouse guiding others towards the shore of understanding and compassion. He is an embodiment of strength and resilience, a symbol of the power of love over hatred, of understanding over ignorance, and of peace over conflict. In the face of injustice, the peaceful warrior does not raise his fists. Instead, he raises his voice, not in anger, but in firm, resolute assertion of what is right. He does not break under pressure. Instead, he bends and flows like a bamboo in the storm, grounded in his truth, yet flexible in his response. It is in this quiet, determined resilience that I found my own peaceful warrior. He was not the fiery, rebellious boy I once was, nor was he the weary, disillusioned man I feared I would become. Instead, he was a harmonious blend of both, a man who had learned to embrace his scars as a part of his, to see the beauty in his brokenness, to understand the power in his peace. In the gentle rustle of a turning page, in the tranquil silence of the dawn, in the soft whisper of a flowing river, I found the rhythm of my life. I found my way as a peaceful warrior, not in the thunderous applause of the crowd, but in the quiet affirmation of my spirit. This transformation, this journey from fragmentation to wholeness, has not been an easy one. It required me to confront my fears, to engage with my pain, to make peace with my past. It forced me to look inward, to find the strength within myself, to become my own beacon of peace and tranquility. The path of the peaceful warrior is not smooth and simple, but it is a path worth walking. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance, a journey that leads us to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It is a journey that reminds us of our capacity for love, for compassion, for peace. So I implore you to seek the way of the peaceful warrior. Embrace the rhythm of your life, the symphony of your existence. Engage with your pain, your joy, your past, and your future, not as fragmented pieces of a puzzle, but as harmonious notes in the melody of your life. Because the way of the peaceful warrior is not a destination, but a journey. It is not a state of being, but a way of being. It is a dance, a rhythm, a symphony of life that we must embrace with all our heart and soul. As Maya Angelou once wrote, I have learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life. The peaceful warrior understands this truth and strives to make a life that is rich, meaningful, and filled with peace. And that's our journey for today. If this video struck a chord with you, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring and thought-provoking content. Your support keeps us going, and we're always eager to hear your thoughts. So till next time, take care of yourself and spread those positive vibes. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.